I almost won last year's GMT Game Jam, which is the largest online game jam. This year, it's time to go again and make another winner. Let's take a look at the theme.
Built to scale.
Starting off with this interesting theme, I came up with a few ideas, and only really one stuck out, and that was a factory game. Now you see, I've never made a factory game before, and it was very smart to decide to make a factory game for the first time. And who would have guessed that it immediately started failing? The first thing I tried to do was add a conveyor, but conveyors suck. There are so many little things about them that you have to get right, or they feel absolutely terrible, and all these little edge cases, and why isn't this one rotating? Why is it not in a straight line? Where is it going? Yeah, so the conveyors were kind of an issue, and it consumed basically the entire first day just working on the conveyors. That's not looking good. And so, end of the day with a good amount of doubts. How am I going to finish a game? Well, you see, the answer is just getting good. Because when I woke up the next day, I said, you know what? We're making this game. And that's when we got art, we got crafting, we got a quota. That's right, the gameplay loop. The gameplay loop only started existing on day 2. Oh, you don't know what the gameplay loop is? You have a time limit. In this time limit, you gotta produce a certain amount of items. Every item you produce gains you score. Get the highest score and meet the quota. That's the gameplay loop. Sounds fun enough, except it was terrible. And there was one main issue with it, one giant flaw that was kind of staring me right in the face, and it's a good thing I recognized it, because otherwise the game would probably have failed even harder than it was already going to. Okay, say you've placed all your perfect factory, right? You're producing all the right items. What do? Once the conveyors were all placed, there was nothing to keep the player engaged. So I came up with the most genius and stupid idea at the same time, and that's to make the conveyors explode. So you gotta take a tool, you gotta fix the conveyors before they explode and destroy your entire machine. And that's while there is a time limit and items are flowing around your conveyors. And with that being day 2, honestly, I was feeling a lot better. The game was kind of fun, but it was not polished. So that's what I went to with day 3. When I woke up, I said, it's time to make this game satisfying. Timed animations. It's so good. Oh, and also, I added my favorite effect to add to any game that's very motion sickness inducing to some people, camera movement based on the mouse. When you move your mouse, it moves the camera. I don't know why it feels good, but it does, and so I'm adding it to every game from now on forever. And I also added screen shake, and that's when we got to music and sound effects. These sound effects are insane. They're so satisfying. Just listen to this. I love it. Oh, and also I found some free music online. And so that's when we go into day 4. Okay, so waking up in day 4, we have a decently polished game. But it's not polished enough. It's lacking a few certain somethings to really sell this game. I added a leaderboard and a little graph that shows you just how terribly you did compared to everyone else who also beat the level. And this graph is actually online, and it saves the scores from everyone else who beats the game. I think it's really cool. I mean, we store it in a database, and it fetches the database and draws this graph. Oh, and I also added a little bit of timer effect. So when the timer gets low, it gets red, and you're like, oh shoot, I'm out of time. But wait, there's one major flaw that I bet you can't guess. No one knows how to play the game. I gave the game to some friends. Complete lost. They had no idea how to play it. And that's an issue. If no one knows how to play the game, it's lost. We're finished. And so that's why we get a little interactive tutorial. And I also added this really satisfying count up effect to the result screen, where you see that and it makes you feel real good about all those useless products you produced. And then it's day 5. Oh, you thought there was only 4 days. Well, actually, you're wrong. There is 4 days, it's just that it's like split across the day. So there's a 1 day and a 5 day. And so this day was, since it was shorter, it's pretty much just finishing up the results screen, a little bit of UI animations, and then building and testing and actually uploading the game to itch. The game is done, and it's actually pretty fun. Like, just be honest. This is probably the best game you've ever seen.
No, this game was made in 48 hours. I've seen way better.
Best looking game you've ever seen. And so I tested in the browser, and it was freezing. The game was freezing, and it was at random times when like a particle would spawn in, the game would just freeze. So we got to do a little bit of fancy code magic to make Godot engine realize it's trying to place a particle that it already should have known to place and loaded in. And anyway, we made Godot cooperate. So now it's working without freezing. Yeah, the game's on itch, and I submitted it, and now we're just waiting for ratings. So we got overall 896, which, you know, not top 100 like I was last year, or wanted to be this year too, but we did beat like 7,000 other people, so that's a plus. Let's look at some of the reviews. Really polished game, but they found it confusing at first. Polished and fun. Tutorial has issues. Very solid. Need to restart. Cool factory game. So yeah, honestly, I think that's a success. We may have not shown up Mark Brown, who should really be in the video this year, but we made a great game. Honestly, great learning experience. 10 out of 10. Would do again. And yeah, that's right. I'm doing it next year. I am going to win next year. You cannot stop me. I'm going. Also, I'm racing Comet to 2,000 subscribers. He's almost there already. I beat him to 1,000, and his last videos made him almost at 2,000 now. So we're losing desperately. So subscribe so I can beat him and show him that I'm a better YouTuber than him. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.